painted up the cockpit. I've given it the gloss coat, so I've added the kit decals. The rear one's only one decal. I really don't know why they bothered. I've painted up the seats. Give them everything another clear coat, and then I'm going to give it a wash. I looked up reference online for the injection seat and came across an image, so I use those colours, and I've done a dry brush. So I usually use natural steel for dry brushing. I just put on an old bit in the beer lid, the brush in there, get the paint up the bristles, and then just wipe it back, and then over you go, over your raised details. So I did the switches, the floor as well, where the pilot's feet would rub. I only do it, I did a subtle dry brush over it just to highlight the switches, and go overboard with it. The edges, the sides of the seats as well. So I give that a clear coat, like I said, and I'll give it a wash. Started getting the cockpit tub together. So what I did for the cushion and the harnesses, I used the dark brown wash, and I mixed up my own grey wash with oil paint to highlight inside the cockpit. Not that you're going to see a lot, but I've made it pretty grubby looking to make it stand out a bit more. So I'm going to put that on now, and then I can put the outer pieces onto the tub, and then I can start with the intakes, putting them in. Right, making some good progress. So as you can see, I've got the cockpit tub together with the external fuselage. That's in with the intakes and the rear nozzle section, intake, engine nozzle area. So once you put the skin on the outside of the fuselage and you put the intakes on, they fit into the rear of the tub. There's a slot and tab that fits in. There's tabs on the intakes that fit into the slots on the tub, and then the this piece, they just fit into there. The spar section, bulkhead spar, so it's pretty easy to line up. Gluing, then you got to glue the belly intake section that goes to the cockpit. Glue this section, and where it butts up from the cockpit to the fuselage, I did it in sections. So I glued the ends first in, let it dry, and then I did that section. Just, it needed a slight maneuvering to get it all aligned. It wasn't a bad fit or anything, just it was easy to do in little bits. I'm not putting this on yet, but it looks like it's going to be a got to align. There's a slot in the back that fits on there same as there, so you need to align all that up. Then you've got the pins on the, so it looks like it should be all good. You might need a touch of time, maybe. You'll see once it's glued. I think it'll be alright. I don't think it'll need any filler. So it actually looks like it's going to be a decent fit without too much drama. The instructions going ahead, I'm not up to that stage, but I wanted to see, and they do mention it, you need nose weight 25 grams, so you can fit that in there easily. Or I might, instead of having that all that weight in one section, because I'm having the FOD covers on, I might put some in the intake, some behind the cockpit tub, and some of the nose, just to spread that weight out a bit, so it's not all in the one spot pushing down on the one section, even though it will be all on the nose gear weight generally. But if I put some behind, I might just move it back a bit. Nose will, looks like also is going to be a good fit, all lined up. I still got to clean the seam line up, so that's all good. I've put all the wheels together. I've got to clean them up. Yep. Rear ones I thought were weight on wheel, but they're not. It's just the nose wheel. But Airfix usually, and these look the same. They are keyed to the gear, so they'll fit on a certain way. So be sure to check all that out before you start seeing it off if you're going to do weight on wheel effect. So I got the FOD covers off the sprue, sand them up, they're ready to paint. And I've also still got a bit of clean up on it, but I've put the boarding ladder together. I'm going to add that to the display. Again, it adds a bit of extra visual to the model. I haven't glued the horizontal stabilizers yet, but like I said, I glued that piece there, then I've slotted them in, and I glued the back, but this is still loose, so I can line them up. I think they're going to be alright, as in alignment wise. There shouldn't be a lip. There was big, or not big, but noticeable gap under there, so I used some putty in there to take care of that. So that's again all looking good. And from what I can gather, the wing, I did a dry fit before the wing with the it looks like it's going to line up beautiful, so hopefully this is going to go together great. Fingers crossed, without much drama. You can see it's a big beast. The area it takes up, big fuselage and big wing sections, so it should be an impressive looking sized model once together.